Okay, so I'm Katie, and I'm here with scotfree, and we're going to talk about his upcoming show this weekend at Charlie's on Saturday night. So, what's going to happen on Saturday?
Starts about 5 o'clock, so battles will be up about 6. It's going to be a bunch of guys waging war in the ring. It's all a cappella format. There's people from really all around Southern Ontario. and they're just going to come here and talk shit to each other.
So, it's like a King of the Dot style?
Yeah, definitely King of the Dot style. That's my inspiration for all this because King of the Dot became flooded very quickly with the amount of talent that there is in the GTA, and you can't get in unless you have stripes or footage that you can send them so they can rate your skills or whatever. So I kind of started this as like a leg up league for all these people who didn't have footage to gain at least a couple battles, a little bit of experience, and footage that they could send away to have them be judged by these guys and decide where to put them in the ranks. So.
Did you start BCB on your own, or is that something you did with other people?
No, I just, one day, I was talking with my boy Big B, and we're like, big cities aren't filled with big city people. Like, Toronto's not filled with Torontonians. It's filled with all the people from the surrounding small areas that go there because that's the mecca. So if all the small towns are where the people are coming from, I just figured there's got to be people here. So if I throw an event, the first event, I just walked in, I shopped around for a few bars, but when I walked into Charlie's, I was like, okay, I got to do this, this, this. Daryl was unimpressed. And then at the end of the first event, I told myself that I wasn't going to ask when I could come back. I wanted him to come at me and be like, when can we do this again? And I wanted the rappers to come to me and say, hey, when's the next one? Let me get on this. And it was awesome. Like, it brought hip-hop back to a lot of people. And, I accomplished what I set out to do.
How long has Bell City Battles been going on for?
A little more than a year, maybe 18 months now. There's been a few times where my personal life has gotten tumultuous, and I have not been able to devote the effort that I would have normally. But we've done an event, say, every 2 months for like almost 2 years, like a year and a half.
Do you have anything else planned for after this Saturday, or do you kind of just take one at a time?
Well, rappers are very fickle. Everybody has this giant ego and think that they need to be treated as such or this and that. So a lot of people will bail on shows or whatever. Really, I kind of let it be more organic. When an event comes together, then I throw an event. When there's enough hungry people around that I know are going to be here to make an event, and I can put together 9 battles, if there's going to be 18 guys here, then I'll do an event. If I have 4 battles, then I probably won't. I'll hold off until I can string some more together because there's always some people that flop out or bail or don't, no call, no show kind of thing. I like it to be kind of organic. I want the rappers to want to do it and not for me to have to make them do it.
Okay. So can you tell us some of the rappers that are going to be there this weekend, or is it still kind of pulling some things together last minute?
No, it's good. Reality, he lives in Toronto now. He's actually from North Bay versus Jim West from Scotia, and that's going to be a crazy battle. Reality is pretty seasoned. Jim West is reasonably new, but he's showed a lot of heart and a lot of talent. Who else is going to be? Just Win versus Pete Nice, which is kind of like our street battle, the 2 guys that kind of run corners and whatever. That might end up in a fight, realistically. And then we got like young guys. I got Calvin versus this guy Austin Huey. They're both like young teenagers, 16 or 17, and they're going to try and impress kind of the vets, and that's cool. And then guys like Tipsy Russell, who has battled with me really from the start. He's been one of my mainstays. I finally got him like a King of the Dot opponent, somebody who's been a King of the Dot, this guy DBS. So it's kind of like, you beat some local cats, now let's see if you can bang with someone who knows what they're doing. That'll be interesting to see. What's his name? Science from True Res Crew is going to come and battle for his first time. We'll see how that goes. A lot of these guys think that they can come and freestyle, which I respect, except there's no way your freestyles will ever compare to 30 days of writing, So I hope he understands that, but it'll be interesting to see either way. That's a pretty good look, like a pretty good cross-section of what we got.
Who are you most excited to see?
Really, Reality and Jim West. I'm really excited because Reality's like my boy, and Jim has been dependable. Like, he comes from Scotia, and I can let him know, and he'll be here. And like, he's never flopped. choked or stuttered or like he's always been solid. And then Pete Nice versus Just Win, just because of the animosity. I'd like to see that. And it's Winston's first battle. He's never battled, so Pete can bang. Pete's a good battler, and that should be interesting to see if Just can hold his own.
Are you going to be battling at all, or?
No, I don't really battle at BCB. I battled a couple times, but both times that I battled at Bell City Battles, I tried to set them up with someone else, and then, like I said, rappers have this ego, and they're like, oh, well, I'll come to your event and eat your food. I got this much money that says blah, blah. I'm not going to turn down an opportunity to take your money. So, like, well, I beat Define Style at the first one, and then Mac, we battled for $500 on my birthday 2 years ago. And I mean, it's funny, like, it's cool to be kind of locally established, but, like, I've done this for 15 years, so if you're not at my level, then you're not going to win. Like, it's really very simple. Like, I take this shit pretty seriously, and my pen game is fierce. I will demean you in every way, shape, or form, because in a battle format, everything is viable. Like, racism, classism, sexism, like, I can say whatever I want to you. If your wife is fat and you bring her, I will point at her and say, that's your wife and she's gross. Like, so I'm not shy in that regard. Like, I'll hurt your feelings.
Is there room for, if someone were to walk in off the street and they see someone, like, battling that they think they can take, can they try to, like, set something up right there on the spot?
Yeah, I do a lot of impromptu stuff. The problem is that the, like, new generation of MCs, a lot of the younger cats, don't freestyle. So they won't take a battle on the spot, the impromptu, which is really, before I got into King of the Dot, that's what you did. There was no outlet, so you just hung out and drank and smoked and blah, 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 until somebody showed up and talked shit, and then you battled on the spot. So a lot of the older guys or more seasoned guys have no problem with that. And impromptu stuff is it's hit and miss, because there's a lot of freestyle battles where there's only one good line in the whole battle that changes the outcome, which is what happens a lot of time, and a lot of it's filler. But by the same token, like a decent freestyle line is worth more knowing it's freestyle, because it's on the spot. To know that somebody came up with it that fast makes it worth more than if you had 30 days to think about it and that was the best you had.